the saddest are these, it might have been. So says the poet John Whittier. In other words, of all the sad things ever spoken or written, the saddest are, I regret. Do you regret? Yeah, everybody regrets. But do you hold on to your regret? I am a champion regretter. I regret things immediately, violently, and sometimes for years after. Sometimes I even regret regretting. And I have this fantasy that when I die, there may be a magic moment of choice when I can choose to live a new life or choose to live the same life over. And I always thought I would choose to live the same life over and try to erase some of my regrets. But that was before I went to southern Chile. I started my trip out in a small beach town near Santiago called Viña del Mar. And there I met two interesting guys, Juan and Roberto. Juan was a French master sailor and mechanic. He bought an old bus, fixed it up, painted it yellow, and called it the Yellow Submarine. And along with Roberto, a Spanish guitarist and singer, they were traveling all around South America having adventures. Roberto saw me playing my saxophone on the beach one day, and he joined me, and we had a good time playing together. And after a few days, he asked me, "Hey, Francisco, why don't you join us on the Yellow Submarine, man? We'll have a good time together." You know, Roberto, I really can't. I have this $500 ticket to fly down to southern Chile. I said, "Okay." But the next day, he got a job playing in a nightclub, and we were playing together, and we were making pretty good money. Again, he asked me, "Hey, Francisco, come on, man. Come on the yellow bus. We'll make pretty good money." You know, I can't. And so, they left me down. And almost immediately, I regretted it. Oh, I should have gone with those guys. They were so cool. They were like my brothers. We would have had so much fun. Probably I would have saved money eating and sleeping on the bus. I should have burned that ticket. But it was too late. And I felt the heavy, paralyzing weight of regret again. Now there's two reasons why people go to southern Chile: penguins and glaciers. Usually we think about water as something that moves and changes, moves in rivers and waves, and changes it from liquid to solid to gas. But the water in glaciers doesn't move or change much. It's been there for millions of years, longer than people have been on this earth. And glaciers are so solidly solid that they can push mountains. And one day I snuck down and slept in front of the glacier. But actually I couldn't sleep much because all night huge chunks of ice were crashing into the sea. And even though those chunks were just an infinitesimal part of the massive glacier, they sounded like thunder. And it reminded me of my thunderous regret. About that time, I got a message from Roberto. "Hey, Francisco, what's going on in southern Chile, man? Give us a report." And at first, I felt regret. But then I thought about the glacier, and I focused on not what I had lost, but how much there was left. Okay, I wasn't on the bus, but I was a scout for the Yellow Submarine. And anyway, I had my own passion, and I had my own bus, the world's saxophone bus. And I felt my mountain of regret shift a little. Now, I had known about penguins, but it wasn't until I went to the southernmost city in southern Chile, got on a boat, went to a small island with 6,000 penguins, that I really started thinking about them. Penguins are birds, but they don't fly. They've completely changed their nature and adapted to a new environment. And while they're not the greatest walkers in the world, they may be the cutest walkers in the world. But anyway, they get the job done. They go 4 kilometers a day back and forth to their nests because they have no enemies on land. But what you may not know is that penguins are champion swimmers. They can swim up to 45 kilometers an hour, and they can zigzag with the best of them. And one day I couldn't resist playing my saxophone for the penguins. There was 8 of them walking in a line back to their nest, and I started playing. And they stopped, and they made a semicircle, and they listened for a while. And then they went on their way. Later, I saw some penguins hooting rhythmically. Wow, penguins are musical. Penguins are passionate. I was inspired by penguins and glaciers. And if they could change their nature and adapt to a new environment with passion, maybe I could change my negative nature. And I decided that in the future, I would live a life based not on regret, but built on passion. Friends, if I get a chance to choose my next life, I will choose to be a penguin living on a glacier. Friends, if you can't fly like an eagle, maybe you can swim like a penguin. And if your life doesn't flow, let go like a glacier and erase your regrets. Then you too can push mountains with your passion from your own special